Hi, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. This will be my 9th update for my Pan That palette, and again, I'm speaking quietly because it's 2 a.m. This is also the 4th time I've filmed this intro because my cats weren't in my room before and they were just getting rambunctious. The only times they ever get the zoomies or they get like a bunch of energy is either right after they've had food or whenever I start filming. I think they get excited that I'm talking even though I'm not talking to them. I don't neglect my cats, I swear. As I said, this is my Pan That palette update, and the idea for Pan That palette was created by Amber F, who will be linked in my description box. And I'm also doing the Better Together theme that was created by Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. And that theme is just two palettes that go better together rather than separately. So the two palettes that I'm panning this year, but that's the Sigma Ambiance and the Sephora Blues Beauty, which I chose because this is a mostly warm tone palette and this is a completely cool tone palette. Both neutrals with like one pop of color in each of these palettes, but pretty much just like warm and cool neutrals. And this is honestly going to be kind of a boring update and a pretty quick update, I would say, because even though I did hit my goal from last time, it wasn't any crazy goal. I didn't hit any pans. I'll just spoil it now. But yeah, I'll get into it. Here's my Sigma Ambiance palette and the goal that I hit. My expectations from last time were that, by the way, my screen looks kind of blurry, so I don't know if that's just like my eyes or if I need to wipe off my camera lens or something. Sorry. But the goal that I set for last time was to wear away the imprint in this shade, which is the shade Daylily, and I think you can see I was able to do that. And then my other pseudo goal was to keep using this shade, which I think is called Enrich. It's this dark brown, and I did keep using it, but I didn't hit pan. I think I only used it 3 times, so I wasn't going to hit pan in it. But the dip is slowly but steadily increasing, so I think by the end of the year I should have pan in it, but it's just not going to be next month, I don't think, because it's not nearly as deep as the other 2 pans that I have in this palette. So that's pretty much it for this palette. I did use a few other shades in here, so as always, I've been using every so often I use one of these or both of these as an inner corner highlight, especially since I finished my Bobbi Brown eyeshadow stick that I was using as a cool tone inner corner highlight. Now this is kind of my go-to if I do want something like that. And then how I was using these two together was I would lay down Daylily and then I would put very lightly, I would put Enrich on top of that, and then a little bit heavier in my inner corner, but that would create a little bit of a burnt orange kind of look. And then the first time I did that, I tried using, I think this is Marigold. Yes, this shade Marigold, which is not really a duochrome, but it has both peachy and gold flecks in it, so I don't know, it has a little bit of a flip, or I don't know what to call it, but it's basically peach and gold at the same time. So I put that all over my lid, no glitter primer or anything, just as a topper, and that was really pretty. And then I did that look another time, but with something else on my lid, can't even remember. So I think it did only take me 2 times to wear off the imprint. I mean, it's not that hard if you're using it all over your lid. So I think I only opened up this palette to use it 3 times in the past month. And then I just dropped this palette on my shirt, so now I have eyeshadow all over myself. But for my Sephora Blues Beauty palette, this is the palette that I'm wearing right now, except for the shimmer. So I kind of have my go-to look for this palette, which is I set my eyeshadow primer with this shade. These don't have names, but I set my primer with this shade, and then I go into this shade kind of just all over my lid, and then I build it up a little in the crease, and then I usually stop there for matte, but this time, which I usually don't do, I put a little bit of this dark brown matte in my outer corner, but I put so little that it didn't even really make that much of a difference, because I usually build up this shade a lot so that it turns dark, because this is a very buildable shade. And then I put what I always do, which is I put that metallic shimmer type shade from my that Natasha Denona single that's in my Graveyard Project pan. I put that all over my lid, but this time I used a glitter glue, and I don't know if you can see a difference, but it made, of course it made the eyeshadow extremely saturated, so it's not just like a wash of color all over my lid, but it actually looks like a foiled metallic shadow. So that was really cool to discover. I knew that primer worked, but I didn't know it was gonna work that well, and it actually worked a bit too well, because like it was sticking everywhere. So I had to, which is something else I don't usually do, I had to go back into this shade and then like buff out the edges, because there was just like opaque metallic shadow all over like the entirety of my eyelid. So that's what I did with this. That's kind of how I've been using this palette the entire past month as well. So kind of the same old usage on this. So yeah, as I said, not a very exciting update, but I think I'll make a little goal for myself for next time anyway, just so I can make sure I'm using my palettes. So I think even though it's not summer anymore, I think my goal for next time will be to wear away the imprint on the shade Summer Solstice, which as you can see, kind of, if I tilt it this way, it's like a red, but it's a muted red, it's not a bright red. So I think this will be nice to use for fall, even though I guess it's like a summer shade according to this palette. I don't know. And then as always, I'm going to keep working on the dip in Enrich. So yes, I think I should be able to do that pretty easily if I use the shadow at least twice. According to how my usage has been going with like wearing away the imprint on the other mattes, I should be able to do that. So I just need to use it twice by next update. Anyway, there are some people outside my window, because I guess I'm not the only one in this apartment complex who's up at 2 a.m. So I'm going to stop now because it's kind of embarrassing to be talking to myself, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.